Ooh.
Go ahead.
Alright, so hi guys. You guys may remember me. This is CJ. I did the Ain't I a Woman part 1, part 2, 3 monologue. The first part I was talking about, the first part I was doing in the interview, basically just talking about my fibroid tumors and basically about the results and how nervous I was, how afraid I was, how scared I was. Part 2 was the actual acting. I actually did a monologue by a woman called Surgeon of Truth. So that was the part 2. Part 3 was, I believe, me basically just doing a follow-up, kind of letting you guys know what was going on. Well, I have some news to share with you today, and I'm going to ask you to bear with me. So guys, I had the surgery. I had it 2 days ago. I'm in a little bit of pain. I just took my pain medicine, so I'll be okay. I should be okay. It usually helps. So I think the last time I spoke with you guys, we were talking about options. So yeah, I remember I remember sharing with you guys that I had tried the shot, that didn't work. Tried the pills, that didn't work. Symptoms just got way worse. When I say the symptoms just got so worse, I mean I was looking for third and fourth opinions, basically. Um, I had just gotten so sick to where the pain had basically it would just bring me to my knees. I think I had been in the emergency room in the last couple of months probably 8 times. Just a lot of nauseousness, sickness, I'm gonna say this to my women, and you know this, you women, you know this, a lot of bleeding, quite often. And I just want to say I know that this is not an easy subject or a comfortable subject to talk about, but ladies, I think that we need to talk about it. I was really lost when I first found out what was going on with me. When I tell you that I felt so alone, I really did. I felt so alone. I did a lot of research. So finally, I started doing a lot of research on my condition, and then I ended up joining a support group online that was really helpful. I started talking to family members, friends, doctors. By the way, guys, I've even switched doctors. And I'll tell you why. My quality of life is very important to me, is the reason I switched doctors. And I want to say to you that don't just run out with the first opinion, with the first doctor that tells you that you need to get a hysterectomy, because that ain't always so. I was told a couple of times that I needed a hysterectomy. And let me tell you, when I tell you that I just knew that I was not ready for that, and I just felt like deep down inside there was something that, could be done, besides a hysterectomy. The more I did my research, I found that half of the women were saying that after their hysterectomy, life was perfect. And then the other half of the women were telling me that life was just awful and that they felt like their life was over. So I don't know about those numbers that I've seen. So, that made me uncomfortable. That made me a little nervous. That told me that women, we're not talking about this issue. We're keeping it in the privacy of our home. And I respect that. I can understand that. But I tell you, if somebody had just kind of shared with me, the ins and outs and the do's and don'ts, I kind of would have probably have saved myself a lot of trouble. I went through a lot. I had no idea what I was going. I had no clue on, hysterectomy. I knew about my fibroid tumors because I've been, been speaking with the doctors and everything, and so forth. But let me tell you, it was just a miserable situation. So my message is to my my sisters out there, my women, please, when you're going through something like this, and Jerry, you listening as well? When you're going through something like this, if you can even, if you could just possibly even share the information privately, so that they can get the data and the information to the right people, so that people like me aren't lost, you know, in our situation. Um, so I'm gonna make this really short. I'm not gonna take up too much of your time, but I want you to know that I did not have the hysterectomy. The doctors were very, very thorough in, finding. I mean, I had to do a few ultrasounds, pelvic exams. I mean, when I tell you that the doctors, they really just, really took their time to find me a way out. What I had was called a myomectomy. What they did was they went through my vagina and removed the tumor. They found a tumor in my cavity, in my uterus, and they sort of felt like, this is the culprit, Miss Norris. This is the bad guy. If we can get rid of this bad guy, we're pretty sure that those, most of those symptoms that you're having will go away. So, of course, that was good news to me. I was ecstatic. I was very happy about it, because I just didn't want to do the hysterectomy. I mean, I have a enlarged uterus, and but and I still have like 3 fibroid tumors. I still have those, but this particular one was in the cavity. So basically, I'm just praying for this, that this surgery works, because let me tell you, if it does, I am so good to go. God is He has just been so good to me and my family. So like I said before, if this surgery works, I'm going to be probably one of the happiest people alive. But if it doesn't, then I eventually will, later on down the road, probably have to have the surgery. Jerry, with me? And so I just want to say that, I mean, if you're in doubt, just reach out and try to get like maybe a second, third, or fourth, fifth opinion. You don't have to be in a hurry. You don't have to be in a rush, to just, run and get this surgery. Let me tell you, I had got so down on my luck. I had got to the point where I was so mad, and I was so sick of being sick, that I was like, enough is enough. I can't take it. I'm tired of throwing up, tired of bleeding, tired of hurting, tired of being nauseous. I mean, it was just horrible. It was crippling. It was just really bad. Let me tell you. And I think like almost 1,000 of you have seen my 3 videos. So this goes way back to November. And I'm just now getting this result 2 days ago. They just did the surgery. So, let me tell you. The first day, it was a nightmare. It was a lot of pain. Yesterday was awful. Today, I've been staring around, moving about. Just kind of, trying to get my bearings, and just kind of trying to get myself together here, because, they say, don't overdo it. But they say, if you can move around, move around. You want to move around. Quicker you get to moving around, the faster your recovery. So that's pretty much what I'm doing. And I just basically wanted to share with you guys, what had happened to me, months later, what was going on. I had a surgery done at Barnes. Uh, just two wonderful doctors, let me just say. When I tell you that these doctors were just, they had every question I had, they had an answer. Any options we discussed, they were like, yeah, let's explore this, let's explore that, let me tell you, these doctors that I had, if you live in the city of St. Louis, then you definitely want to go to Barnes Hospital, let me tell you, because, and I'm not just talking about the doctors, I'm talking about the whole staff, an amazing staff, from the receptionists, to the anesthesiologists, the ultrasound people, medical doctors, just the whole staff was just amazing. And they were warm, they were compassionate, they were professional, they were kind, they were sweet, let me just say, they were everything. And I'm just, that is a very important part of your recovery, because I was attending another clinic, I won't say, but I wasn't completely safe. I didn't feel completely safe. So I I prayed, and I prayed, and I prayed on it. The good Lord put me on the right track, because it seemed like, I was still trying to do everything on my own by myself. A lot of times when you're just trying to do things all by yourself, that don't work. Sometimes you just have to let the Lord take control. You just have to just let go and just let God and just let Him guide. Guide that steering wheel, because I was a mess. And I'll tell you, as soon as I got over to Barnes Hospital, things just, they got so much better. They even recognized the fact that I needed pain medicine. I was going to I won't say the name, I was going to a particular hospital, and I think I've been there like 5 times in 1 month. Guys, they'd never sent me home with anything strong. They were sending me home with ibuprofen. That stopped working months ago. Tylenol and ibuprofen, that stopped working for me months ago. And you would think that with me taking those many trips to the same place, that they would do something different, but they never did. But that's okay. I'm not gonna sit up here and pound away at people, but just want to say, if you want a good care plan, and you want to go to a good doctor, you want to go to a really good hospital, then Barnes Hospital is where you want to go. Let me tell you, they've given me so much hope. I have so much hope. I woke up this morning, guys, could barely get out of the bed. And but look at me now. Got to moving around, got to staring around. Said my prayers, of course. Talking to my grandmother, my family on the phone, encouraging me and uplifting me, helping me, talking to me. And I'm all right. I'm gonna get through this. And like I said before, if this surgery doesn't work, I pray to the good Lord that it does. But if it's not meant, then of course we'll go forward, and we'll take the necessary steps to do what I need to do, which will most likely be the hysterectomy. I'm pretty much, I'm starting to come to grips with that. I'm just, I'm hopeful and prayerful that I don't need it, but, if I do, then I'm gonna get it. But I just wanted to, just share this with you guys, let you guys know that hopefully it's over, and hopefully you do not have to see this whining woman anymore about how much pain I'm in, and, what I'm going through, and everything. But I had to share it, because I don't hear very many women, talking about this, which I think is sad.